It wasn't very long ago, it would have been unthinkable that this would be downtown Nashville between 7 and 8 on a Saturday night. We haven't been down there because we've been in isolation. I wanted to show you this video I shot back in December. It's a little strange watching this video now because it comes from a time not really that long ago that most of us weren't aware how much our lives were about to change due to a pandemic. So for nearly 2 months, it's just been me here working. See, it's just me, all alone. Been trying to stay occupied. I've raided my closet for puzzles, done scary movie marathons, sorted my movie ticket collection. All of it. Been taking Twitter requests of movie scenes I can recreate on my Lite-Brite. But mostly, it's just been really quiet. So I thought, some of the most interesting people I know have gone through this period of isolation finding a way to do what they love. What I love is telling stories. So I'm going to tell you a few. Stories about a few of our favorite people. It's all good news. In a time maybe we need some good news.
It's a quiet night out in the country. A quiet night in downtown Hopkinsville. But then, the show hasn't started yet. By day, Jason Montgomery's an AT&T Mobility field engineer. But Friday nights, he's the piano man, going live from Facebook, performing 5-hour shows, reaching people isolated in their homes. And those people love it.
When I play, something happens with people. I make people smile. I make people feel things that maybe they haven't felt in a while.
We talked to Jason, of course using a little social distancing.
But that's good. I'm used to staying away from people, so this doesn't bother me.
All around his city, signs on doors talk of growing concerns.
The coronavirus. There's places that have closed their doors for good. I know people have been laid off. I know of people that have tested positive, so it has hit home.
And though this little venue has porch lights rather than stage lights, Jason's here to give us a window to a more carefree time. And there's not a bad seat to the show.
The real story is in the windows of the people that are watching.
Take it away, Piano Man.
Some people have been asking, how are you doing the job right now? Well, I haven't been into the station since mid-March. Been doing all my editing just right here at home. Going out on a shoot, I got masks and interviews. In this time of coronavirus, I don't put microphones directly onto people. I tape them to this old light stand. It does not look pretty, but it gets the job done. People adapt. And adapting is what this next story is about. Wherever you think this story is headed, that's not it.
With her work hit hard by this pandemic,
I am struggling with this entire thing too.
Grace Good is so glad to have a place she can turn.
It's my parents' house. It's, I always come here when I'm going through a crisis, which is like now.
Mom and Dad, Paul and Judy Good, are here to be guides.
We had to get our bootstraps pulled up and we had to get our smile back on.
So Mom and Dad told Grace she's always welcome here and can do her work from their Franklin home. Did I mention what Grace does?
When people ask me what I do, I'll just be like, I'm a circus performer. And they're just like, what?
She went to MTSU. I think we paid for the entire year of her credits. Didn't think she'd run away to the circus.
No matter how crazy I get, they still love me, so.
Here in the old neighborhood, in the old driveway, Grace now puts on a live show for Facebook and Instagram every Friday night.
Came home from work and I saw a curtain up on the roof. I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Mom helps with the streaming. Dad? Well, he never guessed he'd end up a circus assistant.
Not on your life.
Here, Grace can wear a smile during a hard time for so many in Nashville who make their living entertaining. Any other time, Grace and her Beyond Wing circus would be doing shows at Plaza Mariachi, but so many places in her city are now quiet.
It's a ghost town now. We're so used to the bright lights and the busy and the bustle and hustle, and hopefully it'll come back.
Until then, we document a city, and the entertainers still entertaining. And Grace is so glad she has two people here for the ups, the downs, to help stream a driveway stage to thousands, to help light her head on fire. After all, in a hard time, no place feels more warm than home, and you don't get warmer than this one.
Having their support is so great. I can't even put it into words how thankful I am to have my parents.
I was talking to the Mental Health Cooperative just the other day, and they were telling me that in this time that we're all isolated, it's so important that we use things like Skype and FaceTime and Zoom. Actually seeing that person that you care so much about, that's something that matters. And having this option, well, that makes a lot possible.
Busting out our old VHSs, our stacks of DVDs. We're looking back and asking, what is the single greatest comedy of all time? Probably not that one. We asked these guys, Jeremy Lee, Eddie Holt, Rich Smith, Nate Usher, and
Oh, this is Caitlin, my service chicken.
To me, Best in Show, Spaceballs,
It's either Happy Gilmore
or Talladega Nights.
or Waiting for Guffman.
Well, I'm a man of sophisticated comedic taste.
these guys study this stuff. Students in the School of Comedy.
Hi, neighbor. Bye, neighbor.
Did we mention they're a barbershop quartet?
We're singing, hi neighbor, we're gonna need you 6 feet away.
Using the acapella app, the guys are still locking chords, even though the four are spaced a span of 60 miles.
Time for a while.
The name of the group is B-List.
Because we're not A-list.
We are as mediocre as you could possibly be.
Well, we try.
Divorcees seem to like us a lot. It's our niche.
But the truth is, just like all the rest of us, isolation has changed home for the guys. Eddie's wife is on the front line, working as a nurse.
I work in the main office of Nashville School of the Arts. The senior class potentially may not have our graduation ceremony for them this year.
I'm an airline pilot where we're only basically flying essential workers, but I have to pretty much isolate away from my family every time I come home.
For Rich, there has been something good to come from this.
I've been able to spend more time with my family, actually, which is a big deal.
But for their audience, B-List wants to provide a chance to smile. Like a great old comedy once said, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
Now's the time to say bye. Now's the time to say stay away.
I wanted to show you this sign. There's only one Cookeville. So this was given to me by somebody who had a property really badly damaged back in the tornadoes in March. Whole neighborhoods of Cookeville were just completely devastated. Recovery was just beginning all over the area when these people were hit by something overwhelming again. The pandemic reached the point isolation began, and the world was changed, and of course that captured the attention of everybody. But the effects of the tornado are still here in Cookeville, in North Nashville, all over Middle Tennessee. So for all the people whose lives were hit by both the tornadoes and the coronavirus, one woman is using her talent to send a message.
All you have to do is provide her a mic. Then step back. Jessica Curry has something to say.
Hold on and don't let go. We made it through the tornado. We can make it through the storm or any virus. Remember, miracles God can perform. To somebody that's sitting at home, that's beauty in you, but unlock her. Thank you to all the doctors. Thank you to all the housekeepers. Keep God by your side like an old school beeper.
Jessica's invited to take the mic at churches and youth events.
Unmute your voice and release your sound.
But today, her words deal with homes covered in tarps. This is Jessica's own North Nashville neighborhood. So much here was destroyed by the tornado, with coronavirus isolation following days later. The people here only want their lives to return to something close to normal.
I was down, but I grabbed my pen and my notebook and I started writing. I feel it from the gut. It comes from the gut.
Jessica's latest poem was only written this morning. With it, she wants others to know the power of poetry and the way it puts history into words, and its ability to uplift people and give their experience a voice. And all you have to do is give Jessica the mic to speak it.
Let God be your protection and your shield. Remember to stand strong. You're not alone at home. You can make it through the trials and tribulations. If you're in the hospital, you can pull through these conditions, this situation. Wash your hands and sanitize. Remember, clean hands save lives. The Lord gives me words, and I'm grateful for this gift. It comes from Him.
We all have these places in our homes where we keep pictures of some of the people in our lives that we care about. But even having FaceTime and Skype and Zoom, it's still so important that we try and maintain these relationships that we consider most important in our lives. And this is why I wanted to share these last two stories with you, both about the importance of just staying in touch.
That's Alan. That's Zayden. Neighbors, best buds.
He moved in, like, how many years ago? He's 8 and I'm 7. A year. Kept on seeing each other on the bus and we kept on talking to each other, play outside a lot. And then every day when I kept on doing that, he became my friend.
But the guys can't hang out like they used to.
Because of the coronavirus. Because of the virus. We have to stay, like, away from each other. Like, he's on that side and I'm on this side.
And when you're 7 and 8, having to stay all the way across the street from each other, it might as well be miles. That's where the moms come in. That's Alan's mom, Marie Santana. That's Zayden's mom, Brittany Eifelis. And this is their plan. The moms and their boys are making their Clarksville neighborhood beautiful. So, with a little social distancing, well, a microphone taped to a pole, we talked to the moms about it.
She took 2 days to do hers. Mine, it took me like 8 hours.
It was something positive to bring out of this whole thing that everyone's going through right now.
The moms and their boys know one day rain is going to wash away what they've done. But they'll be ready to make this all over again. Turns out, being all the way across the street
Hi, Alan.
may not be so far after all. When you haven't had very many birthdays yet, 9, that's a big one.
She loves birthdays, anybody's birthday, especially her own, she loves.
Mom, Angie Adama, had a big party planned for her little girl, Lily. But with the pandemic, all that had to be canceled.
We've been pretty much self-isolated since they closed the schools. So she is missing her friends. She has Down syndrome, so also on that perspective, she really just loves to see people.
Angie thought Lily's 9th might just have to be with family at the house. A quiet 9th. But then again, maybe not. Staying isolated, staying safe.
Happy birthday to you.
Families in a whole parade of cars have something to tell Lily.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday, Lily! Hey, more!
It's amazing. It's amazing, especially in times like these, that people are stepping up, and it's awesome.
Thank you! Have a good day.
And to all those people, Lily says,
Even though we're in isolation, we want to be able to have that little social touch point that we can have with people. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Now I'm going to cry.
Happy birthday, Lily. Happy birthday, Lily.
turns out 9 was a pretty special one after all.
Makes you believe there are awesome people out there with kind hearts that want to help a little girl have a great birthday.
Wow.
Did you love the car parade?
I think it was.
You're welcome.
Yay.
I hope you liked it. I love it. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Lily.
Well, thanks for joining us. I want to leave you with this. Through this pandemic, our first responders and hospital staffs are working hard for us. So a woman named Ashley Tummins is at St. Thomas West, giving those emergency room workers the biggest, boldest, brightest thank you she can. I'll let you see what she's doing. I'm Forrest Sanders, and these are our favorite people.
I think it turned out awesome.